Hello, fellow fans. Welcome to a new series from Fundamental Team. Yes, it's been a while and we are back. So sorry we couldn't keep you guys updated with our content creations due to our busy schedule, but we will try our best to keep it consistent in the future.
And last time around, we were doing videos in the ODI World Cup. We're doing everyday videos, and we jinxed it at the end. We are all Indian fans, so we wanted them to win. But November 19th, it happened. But for all the November 19th, there's always one June 29th. We
Yes.
are the champions this time around. It's because of us. We didn't do the videos, we didn't jinx it, and India are the champions.
Let's look at some latest and past highlights in the cricketing world. So moving on, as we mentioned, from losing to a 50 over World Cup to winning a T20 World Cup this year, it has been a great feast for the Indian cricket fans. I mean, let's give it out to the entire team for putting up that great show in the final against South Africa. I mean, that was one game to watch out for. Rahul Dravid finally achieves a great honor. With him, three great cricketers retires. Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Ravindra Jadeja. What a sight of cricket they have provided us in T20 World over the last, 5 to 10 years. What about?
A fairy tale ending for everyone, and also the man for the moment, Jasprit Bumrah. Simply, he was outstanding. Whenever India required something, he delivered it. And also a man who got the redemption arc of a cricketer, Hardik Pandya,
Yes,
the
no doubt.
all-rounder we deserved. And also the lights of Akshar Patel, who played a wonderful part in this team.
Yes, it was great. And where the pitches were unpredictable, India deservingly showed them why they are ranked up high in cricketing world.
And as Jay Shah said, बारबेडोस में जाके झंडा गाड़ के आए.
Moving on. Uh, Post World Cup, it was time to test the young talents in the land of Zimbabwe. So there were that was a great series, 5 T20 match series, and lot of youngsters got
Started with a shocker.
Yes.
It couldn't chase down 117 runs under Gill's captaincy. But we came back strong. We gave them a statement in the second match where Abhishek Sharma just blew away the game. And there were certain performances in this competition. Gambhir will be looking after these players, young guns, whom to pick in the next assignments and all. Shubman played well. Ruturaj did his part. Abhishek scored a one century.
Ravi Bishnoi with the ball and in the field. He
Yeah.
was outstanding in the field. This time around, it's those rarest moments where you see a bowler being fielding so
So
well for
well,
Indian
yeah.
cricket. So that was.
And also Washington Sundar being the player of the tournament. Going into the other news, Jimmy Anderson, the greatest of all time.
England has produced. Greatest swing bowler that we've seen. Those spells in England was one of the classics we wait for and watch. He had a great test, ended up with, I think, 704 wickets. Great, happy retirement to him. He's moving on as a bowling mentor of England Cricket Board. Moving on, we have Asia Cup, but this time it is the other counterpart taking into the mode. Women's Asian cricket team fighting it for that cup. We have 8 teams playing in Sri Lanka.
And guess what? India and Pakistan are playing in same group.
Yes, as always in World Cup, may it be or Asia Cup, they are slated in the same group to bring in those entertaining games. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and also in Asia Cups, India has dominated this tournament. They have won maximum times. Only once they have lost against Bangladesh in final. So it's going to be a cracker of a contest. We will be expecting more and more new talent from Indian women's team as well.
Yeah. The last but not the least, new era of Indian cricket is here. That is what we are waiting for to discuss with all of you guys. We would like to hear your comments as well after our discussion. Do stay tuned for this particular piece, lot to talk about. Gambhir taking over from Rahul Dravid, and it's going to be a big change for Indian cricket team.
Yeah, Gauti being a fierce competitor, it will be a good start for this era, and also he will be working with the young blood. So let's see, it's a Gauti era. So let's see what will happen to India up next. It's dawn of Gauti era. We all are waiting for it. A hot and fierceful competitor. Now, coaching aside, we'll see what he brings to the table. Um, Apart from this, and the entire coaching staff will be rigid. So, what do you think? Who are the possible contenders?
So yes, as you mentioned, a hot candidate. I mean, his attitude itself is as similar to Kohli's, but in a different way. Uh, I mean, very strong character in terms of his
Fierce
attitude.
challenger.
He takes up all the challenges. I mean, this is a transition phase, for a difficult phase for him because he's moving from one generation to another, getting in young talents, placing them in different formats. So that's one thing I'm looking into. He's being given a big task. Okay, now he has to fill in his backroom staff, the other coaches into his team, and look into captaincies of each format, things like that. Champions Trophy is coming. A lot of ICC tournaments have been scheduled over the next 4 5 years. It's going to be a challenge for him. That's one thing. Now, who he's going to put in his team is depending on who he's worked previously.
His compatibility.
Yes, because if you look at his previous roles with KKR or let it be with Lucknow Super Giants, teams like that, he's bought in those players who he has worked already with, and he has good uh, rapport with. Yes. So first is bowling coach. Uh, I think he's going to get in Morne Morkel, and who's he demanded for, but we never know if there's already another choice that he's asked for, who's not out. Zahir Khan was one option.
One of
that
the rumors.
Yes, we heard. Did you hear about anyone else in the bowling
I also
department?
heard about Vinay Kumar, but how far it is true, I don't know.
Yeah.
But Vinay Kumar also has worked with him. Maybe someone like Lakshmipati Balaji can be also looked after.
Yeah. Paris Pamre has done a
Tremendous job. Yeah.
Super. We have to give that credit to him, no doubt. If he decides to continue or stay on, that's a good move. He can still continue, but I feel he needs that break, or he might look into that break because everything is transitioning, right? So let's see these options.
And also, as in his assistant, I feel Abhishek Nair might fill in.
I mean, that is the most probability we are looking at.
Yeah.
Because he is there in KKR from a very long time, right from when Gauti was a player to a coach to a mentor, etc. Abhishek Nair have been through, and Gauti have good credits on Abhishek.
One thing is for sure, our fielding coach is same.
Yeah, we've heard that Dilip will continue
Continue.
to be the fielding coach because he's involved in all of these credibilities. Another point is batting coach Vikram Rathod. Again, superb job he's done, and he's there been for a very long time,
10 years.
a decade. So, who do you think will be the batting coach for Gautam Gambhir?
That's a really difficult question, but if Abhishek Nair comes in, he can fill in as a batting coach as well. Apart from that, any big names, I don't know. Maybe a batting consultant or something like that can come into the choice, depending upon the tournaments.
Yeah, I feel because Gautam himself being a
Batsman.
great batsman, he might keep in as a consultant or a batting mentor.
Yeah.
In Abhishek Nair or maybe Ten Deshpate because he values him more. But I'm not sure how much of value he will bring in into the Indian cricket team. That is one thing we have to look out for. But I think there were a lot of applicants who applied for this role. So Jaisha is also taking a great look at this.
And coming into the formats, okay, in each teams, what do you think? Who will be there in the tests? Who is a all format player? Let's go with all format players.
Yeah, all format. Before that, see, we need to understand now the three big players have stepped down from the T20
T20.
mode. And if you look at the international cricket right now, T20 has become the most number of, I mean,
Entertainable cricket.
cricket plus most watched cricket, like not like previous era where test cricket was given a high priority compared, but personally speaking I love test cricket more than any other format. But going back to his question, all three format player depends on fitness, one that is for sure, because that trend has been already set in Indian cricket now. Looking at that, the first player who comes to my mind playing all three format is Jasprit Bumrah, no doubt. He's going to be there in the next 2 to 3 years at least. Uh, who do you think will be your first player to slate in all three formats?
It's there are clear signs that who will come as the next leader. So that guy needs to step up. Shubman Gill,
Yeah.
and also another young blood who has impressed us a lot in this last 2 years, Yashasvi Jaiswal.
No doubt.
So those two players will be the pillars.
Yeah.
Will be filling the most toughest boots, but they have to step up.
Yes.
In bowling aspect, we can see Mohammad Siraj stepping up. Although he is, means he has not done that much in T20 format, but he will come good.
Yeah, we have Arshdeep also, who's done well in this World Cup T20 format, so he sticks on to his position there. One day we will have to wait and see because it's a longer spell duration, so that depends on how he continues. Moving on to Test cricket, we have the solid core still there with the Test squad. Not lot to tinker around, but there is a future we need to look at. So Gauti would place the core aside and just fill in those gaps where you need younger talent for the future. So let's look at T20 first. Of course, we had Zimbabwe tour. If you had to pick talents from that tour, I mean, there were plenty, of course. And there are plenty of series coming up. We have 2026 World Cup. So preparation starts right away this year itself. So 3-4 guys who I look at as Jaiswal, Rinku Singh, Ravi Bishnoi, Washington Sundar had a decent performance in Zimbabwe. So conditions where Sundar is assisted, I think he will retain his spot.
And also Surya as captain.
Yes.
Leadership role.
I mean, he's being given the leadership role in the upcoming series. Let's see how he handles that. Hardik Pandya will maybe continue to play T20 format because of his injury concerns playing the longer format of games. So these are some of the players who will stick on. Rishabh Pant,
Shivam Dubey.
Shivam Dubey. All of these players will stick on, is what I believe. Moving on to ODI format, 50 over format. Again, some of the cores have been retained, like Rohit decided to stick with 50 over cricket, Virat Kohli. All of them.
They have not tinkered much in the 50 over
50 over.
format. Just the finishers they want to
Exactly.
rejig.
And if you look at the middle order, they want to get in a player who can stabilize those positions after Virat Kohli. See, Virat Kohli comes in at 3. We need somebody who can play at 4, 5.
Shreyas and Rahul.
We do need backups, right?
Yeah.
Because there is Champions Trophy coming up, there's ICC ODI World Cup coming up. So a lot of cricket is going to come up. Gambhir will have a lot to think about. He has to keep backups and be prepared for whatever the situation. One player who missed out in the Sri Lankan team selection is Ruturaj. I still believe he will make it in the Indian team, at least in the 50 over format as a backup opener initially, then maybe stabilize his position. So these are some players. 50 over is a longer format, more of a finishing role, plus the bowling unit is what we need to focus, because those are the players who put in more effort than anyone else. So in the bowling unit and finishing unit, who do you see will fit in the 50 over format, keeping in the domestic performances in Indian cricket?
They have given chances to lights of Khalil and also Harshit Rana. So because those two has to step up in the 50 over format, pace bowling, we need to rest Bumrah as much as possible. We need to use him very cautiously, and in the major tournaments, we have to use him as a trump card. So we have to give experience to these kind of bowlers. I don't mind losing also, but I want them to come good in in a
But see, one point I understand is, I mean, giving enough rest for Bumrah to pick up during the major tournaments. But I still feel, on the other hand, we need a core bowler to mentor these youngsters around during the game time. Playing in the field is different from coaching off the field. So Gambhir and his coaches can just give you advices or give you directions on how you can go about your career. But somebody who can play along with them, mentor them around in those situations, is much needed. So in that way, I feel Bumrah
Bumrah has to.
should
Yeah,
be
I
there.
totally agree. But that's where also someone like Mohammad Siraj
Yeah.
has to step up. He has to raise his collar and improve his game,
Yes.
and also guide youngsters, because he's been there in the Indian circuit for almost more than 5 years.
Correct.
And in all possibility, we might get Shami back in the future. So that's a very encouraging thing to happen to Indian cricket.
I feel even if Shami comes back, he will start with one or two formats initially, unless he really cope up with his injuries and things like that.
I believe that Shami can retire from T20s now, because he
Yeah.
should concentrate in
More on-
tests and also one days.
Yeah, more on these two formats.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Moving on from bowling unit to a finishing role, where most of the teams, not just India, most of the teams, when it comes to a major tournament, misses. Like if you look at the World Cup T20 final, South Africa, they were too dependent on David Miller to finish the game after Klaasen was out. Jansen, okay, a little dependency, but when it was a crucial game, he failed. So teams, every team should look at having a core finishing, at least 2 to 3 people in a team when you travel to a
Yeah,
tournament.
absolutely
So,
right.
in that-
In that finisher role, coming into one days into 2023 World Cup, Surya Kumar Yadav, him being a good finisher in T20 format, struggled a lot. So they have given chances to him. So now I guess they are moving forward, and they want to give chances to the other guys,
Yeah.
likes of Shivam Dubey, likes of Rinku Singh, Riyan Parag, and also Aksar Patel, who has done a decent job in the
Fair job, yes.
T20 format.
I would say more than decent, because he saved us in the final also.
Yeah.
And in crunch situations also,
Yeah.
he's performed here and there. Okay. So, yes, we need to build that finishing unit, especially when Hardik is being injury prone for a long time now. We never know which format he's going to be playing for. Moving on, Test cricket. Now that we finished T20, ODI, Test cricket, bowling unit is what I'm looking at. Yes, we have Jadeja, we have Ashwin, Aksar, who can perform in conditions which assist spin. Now, when we travel to countries like Australia, England, South Africa, we need that core fast bowling unit, right? Siraj is there, Bumrah is there. We need to develop more.
We need Shami for the Aussie series. That's it. There's no going back, because he is the quality. He gets the quality. He is a hard-working fast bowler who bowls those tough overs. He doesn't give much of runs, and he gets up wickets. Apart from that, Shardul Thakur, who is been in the test circuit a bit. We know that sometimes he bowls those horrible lines and gets wickets, but Shardul being Shardul, he has the magic arm, he can get wickets. Apart from that, Mukesh Kumar looked promising in South Africa in one game. So they have to tinker around.
But let's step into Gambhir's shoes and think, okay, will he bring in 2, 3 youngsters to like slot in the test format for a longer time? That is what we are discussing, right? So, do you think Gauti should give thought to those?
Who are the young test whom you can?
So, see, if you look at domestic, Rinku actually have performed in red ball cricket, okay?
I'm talking about the fast bowlers. Rinku,
I'm just talking about the entire team.
team. Yeah,
We'll move on to the bowling also.
yeah.
So coming into the batting first, I'll say Rinku, a player like Rinku, should be given a chance in red ball cricket. Do you have any player in mind in the batting side of things?
I felt Jurel and Sarfaraz played exceptional cricket. If Pant comes back or something like that, they shouldn't be omitted. They should be in the squad. They should be given chances as well. So those two impress me a lot in the England series. So going into the future, I want them to be in the lineup.
Okay. Now moving on to the bowling unit, which is the main part, right, of Test cricket that we are talking. A player like Umran Malik, who came to Indian team but failed to be consistent, he also became injury prone in between. Do you think we should give him that one format and ask him to just focus on red ball cricket?
I don't think so. Umran Malik, he needs to perform in the domestic format. He needs to get 30, 40 wickets in the Ranji format. Then only he can come into the main circuit. I know he has extreme pace, everything. But again, he's that sort of a bowler. Can he bowl longer spells with that pace? The stamina needs to be built. Whether he has that we have to see. That Gambhir will be confident about getting him from the domestic to the international format, but it's a long process.
How about Washington Sundar, who's done presumably well in the domestic run, and he has also played Test cricket in Australia. He's having those batting skills.
Yeah, he has one dog named Gava, so that is also there.
And WTC final is going to be held next year. What if Ashwin Jadeja decides, if India win and they decide to step down or maybe retire, then we need to have a backup there. Okay, so Washington Sundar can be a great option, right? In the
Definitely.
spin.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and do you have any other players?
Aksar Patel.
Axel is already there in the squad.
In fast bowlers, I guess we have to find someone from the Ranji format
Yeah.
who is doing a great job. Mukesh Kumar is what I believe. So Gambhir has worked in KKR. There are two good fast bowlers, especially in swing in Vaibhav Arora and also Harshit Rana, who has that bulk and also is a very aggressive customer. He uses the deliveries really well. He knows to bowl bounces well. So in a longer format, that aggressiveness is required, and Gambhir personally will love such character.
Yeah.
So I am thinking more of Rana getting promoted than Umran Malik, because I feel Harshit Rana is a lot more finished product than Umran Malik. In Umran Malik, we need to work a lot. And in conditions like Australia, tall, bulk, fast bowler, aggressive bowler will take a lot of wickets. So that's the thing.
Let's see how Gauti is going to react to all of these situations, all of this new generation that we are going to look forward. Guys, feel free to comment with your suggestions on what is going to be or who are the players going to be into T20, ODI and Test formats. The upcoming series is a great one to watch out for with the new era of Gautam Gambhir and his people going around. Surya Kumar, wishing him the best of T20 series, the new captain of Indian cricket. Wishing Rohit Sharma and another great preparation for Champions Trophy. Until next time, we from Fundamentals signing off here. Let's go
Fundamentals.